So Reiki not only works on humans, but also it can be very beneficial for animals as well.
So it can work on situations, works great on animals, on children, works on anything. I was traveling with some coworkers, and I had a coworker that we were going out of the country, and he said, well, be prepared to wait because I always get stopped by TSA. Always, always. He was a big guy, like over 6 feet, kind of thick, maybe 260, 270. Completely shaved head. So he looked kind of mean. And he's like, I always get stopped. And I said, you are not going to get stopped. So he's like, I always get stopped. I said, you're not going to get stopped. So we bet $5. And during that trip, we went through 4 different airports, 2 going there and 2 coming back. Didn't get stopped at all.
Wow.
He paid me my $5.
Wow.
I mean, it literally can work on anything.
Especially when it comes to difficulties, right?
Yeah.
Difficulties, different scenarios, emotional distress, or even stressing about whether it be a test or, whatever the case may be.
Well, and we're even, when we're trained, I mean, it's like, well, it could work on even like machinery or literally anything of just getting that flow and having that intention of wanting, a certain outcome. Yeah. Most people, we live our lives just kind of going through it and, oh, that happened. And we forget to set intentions. They're powerful. They make things go a certain way. And just as a side note, this trip we took was probably about 6 years ago, and I'm still in touch with that coworker. And when he travels, still doesn't have any problems, never gets stopped anymore.
It's almost that concept of, being in smooth sail always. Yeah, things will get turbulent along the way, but when that happens, when there's a sense of turbulency, just perform a bit of Reiki and just to set that intention to smoothing out those turbulent waters.
And his experience has been changed. Like he had that, I always get stopped. Oh, a TSA, and then when he didn't get stopped 4 times being with me, he was like, oh my gosh. So now he has the expectation of not getting stopped anymore.
So it also changes people's perspectives and attitudes.
Exactly.
So it's also practice, right? So not only can I say come to you and you work on me to heal any, whether it be emotional distress, a physical accident, whatever the case may be, but also it can change my attitude for me to be more optimistic versus pessimistic in any level of scenario in life.
And I just want to say something about what you just said.
Yes.
I don't claim to heal anything. I am a vehicle that pushes energy through, and it really is between the client and whatever your higher power is that you're willing to let go. And I mean, I believe it's the same way with any kind of sickness. They've done studies before where it's like when you don't feel well and you call the doctor and make an appointment, they start to see that there have been studies that show you start to feel better once you made that doctor's appointment. You haven't even gone there yet. But as a child, you knew like, oh, I'm going to the doctor, he's going to make me better. And so it's very similar to that. I don't claim to heal anything. I am just a vehicle to help you get and let go of things that no longer serve you.
And you're that conduit to perform that level of service and servitude to humanity. I mean,
absolutely.
That's why we're definitely all just conduits, vehicles, and we're the platform for change as well. So there's this notion, Rachel, of what you're seeking is seeking you as well, and sometimes it's right in front of our face. In your case, you're seeking for a Reiki master teacher to help you learn Reiki, and it was right in front of you. It was who was it? Your masseuse therapist that was a practitioner already, and the person was already performing Reiki on you through your massage therapy. So can you maybe explore that notion again, what you're seeking is seeking you, or it's already there, and how can we shift our perspective to just realize that level of moment?
Well, I think in my case, getting a massage was something that was good for my overall well-being. You know, it was just an hour a month that I would take out for myself, and it was just wonderful. And so for me, I didn't know that she was doing that. And for us, we call it a Reiki master because there's 3 levels of Reiki. And when you get to level 3, which is mastership level, that means you're able to teach it. That's why we use the word master.
Got it. Got it.
But when you're level 1 or yet level 2, you're just a practitioner. So maybe when I saw it being performed on that woman who was sick with all those tumors, maybe there was some sort of familiarity to me. I don't know what it was, but when I saw it, I didn't know what it was. I knew nothing about it. I had never heard of it. But from what I understand, it's very similar to like Jesus and Mary in the Bible of laying on of hands. Mm-hmm. And it was just so familiar. And it was like, it was nothing in my brain. It was here in my gut that just said, you have to learn how to do this. You must learn how, like I was so called to it that even when certain obstructions came up, like not being able to find a teacher, I just kept asking more people, even in my massage of saying, hey, Casey, I saw this thing. Like, do you know like anybody who teaches Reiki? And it was like, it was perfect. So I think when we're open and we're looking for something else, there's something that calls us from our core. I think that if we follow it and we have enough time where we have some quiet time where we can pursue that, when we find it, we know it.
There's this deep resonance that you're kind of called in to either
Right.
study it, research it, and eventually practice it.
My beliefs from the spiritual teachers that I follow, and they're all over the board, from, you know, Catholic school, 12 years, Buddhism, Hinduism, just New Age kind of stuff. I mean, I think one of the things that really resonates with me is that I feel that we're all spiritual beings, and we come here, we're born into this earth to experience certain things. Sometimes it's heartache, sometimes it's, you know, I mean, there's tough things that happen in our life, but there was an agreement on the other side before we came here that we wanted to experience that. And then also that we wanted to contribute. And there's people that just, that come into this world and they just want to experience. Not everybody has to be a healer. Not everybody has to be this person that, you know, sometimes it's just to be a great auto mechanic or be a great massage therapist or have this little restaurant and that you serve all these people. It's whatever you chose to come here. So I think that when we get here and then life gets a hold of us, right? Our parents, our siblings, our schools, our culture, our religion, everything about us, we start to forget the promises we made before we came here. So I feel like when I saw that, this must have been a promise that I made on the other side, that I wanted to help people get past their hard times with something like Reiki. So when I saw it, I can't describe it. I don't think there's been anything else in my life that's called me.